Tonight on News 5 Live, concerns are raised in Parliament about the relocation of Majid Khan. Triplets are successfully delivered at the KTMH. And the mysterious circumstances around the death of a San Pedro resident. We'll share a strange story that's under investigation by police. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data when in 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Tickets for the Los Angeles Azules concerts can be purchased at Cellular World and DiBari in Belize City, Escat Salon, DiBari, De La Fuente Pharmacy, and Limor's Boutique in Orange Walk, Shari Trejo in Key Cocker, Cellular World and DiBari in San Pedro, Cellular World and DiBari in Belmopan, DiBari and Finer Trends Clothing in Cayo, Zahara's Boutique in Corozal, Benque Viejo Hardware in Benque, and Family City in Dangriga. Ultra VIP $400 Center, $350 Lateral 1, and $300 Lateral 2, VIP sitting $250 and VIP standing $200, General standing $100. Los Angeles Azules live in concert. See you there.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, February 3rd. I am Annalyn Apolonio. Pakistani national Majid Khan arrived in Belize from Guantanamo Bay, Cuba on Thursday morning and was greeted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He had served 20 years of his life in detention for his involvement in acts of terrorism after being captured by CIA agents in Karachi, Pakistan. Last night, we told you that leader of the opposition, Shine Barrow, is in support of Majid Khan's relocation to Belize. Earlier today, we caught up with the leader of the opposition outside the chamber of the National Assembly, where he further explained his position on Khan's relocation. Barrow doubled down on his view that Khan poses no threat to Belize.
My personal position on Mr. Khan. My support that I have given is based on a humanitarian level, as well as a personal level. I, more than anyone in the House of Representatives, and maybe in all of Belize, know the journey of redemption. I know the journey of rehabilitation, reformation, atonement, contrition. I understand that far too well. I understand that 24 years ago, the 19-year-old child that I was that made a mistake, even though I was defending myself, I am not the same person. I have totally changed. I have totally transformed. So for me personally, the story of Mr. Khan struck a chord. That does not erase what he was convicted of, his participation in terrorism. But he also participated in cooperating with the United States government to prevent further terrorist acts.
Did it strike you as odd that the Bressenia administration would welcome the reformed terrorists with open arms, but in your case it seemed as if every chance they got to target you about your past and your conviction that they did?
The irony of life, but if I were like the PUP, then I would have no hope to be the next prime minister. So I pride myself in not being someone who judges others and who is lacking of compassion and understanding and forgiveness.
Patrick Faber, the area representative for Collet, has taken a different position from his party leader on Majid Khan's relocation to Belize. On the adjournment of today's House meeting, Faber rose to caution his colleagues in Parliament of possible national security threats that may arise from this decision.
Speaker, we have to be concerned that there might be now a serious threat to our Belizean national security. This is a major issue. If you listen to the kinds of things that Mr. Khan did while he was actively involved in his acts of terrorism, these things will make you shudder. But I will only mention one. And we get this information, of course, from, I think many of you may have seen some video circulating where a former Brigadier General of the U.S. Army, who was, I believe, a prosecutor for this case, spoke about Mr. Khan's deeds. One in particular that he mentioned was that this man actually went to an event strapped with a bomb to assassinate the Pakistani president. This is not lightweight. This is not play. This man is a serious man. And while it is there, there are going to be many cries and explanations, as I'm sure. In fact, the minister who held the press conference yesterday went to great pains to say the man has been reformed and he's convinced of that. And others too are saying that they're convinced of that. I don't know,
Rodwell Ferguson, the Minister of Transport, has offered an explanation for the termination of Riches Bus Line's road service permit. Earlier this week, we informed you that attorney for the bus company, Urson Elrington, wrote to the Department of Transport demanding that the bus line be given a renewal of its permit. In his letter, Urson stated that Riches Bus Line has complied with all the terms and conditions of their permit over the 14 years that they have held the permit. Well, according to Minister Ferguson, that is not the entire truth. He says the bus company has been providing less than adequate services to commuters.
How much on the ride bus you gotta work? Nobody? All right, so is it comfortable? Is it convenient for you? All right, for the last 2 years I became the minister responsible for transportation. I came in here because I want to show you that I want to improve transportation across the country. And the only way it can be done, I give these operators 2 years to show me that they want to make a transformation. After 2 years, I don't see anything. You all came to me in December, and said, Mr. Ferguson, any new thing that happened in transport, I told you gradually you'll see it happen. Now, our operator get revoked because of discrepancies, because of buses that are not roadworthy. Suppose we have a major accident out there with a bus. In our country, and Mr. Ferguson, hey, I got this whole bus on the road, and we talk that they want change. So the change and transformation begins now. I'm sorry.
The parties for Waterloo Investment Holdings have resubmitted an Environmental Social Impact Assessment, ESIA, to the Department of Environment for consideration to build a cruise port and cargo expansion at the Port of Belize compound in Belize City. Initially, the company's submission did not receive the green light from the National Environmental Appraisal Committee. The developers lodged an appeal, and along with that process, the Department of the Environment pointed to key elements that were missing from the submission. CEO in the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Dr. Kenrick Williams, informed that there's a new submission to look at.
There were some key things in that process that we outlined that were missing as part of that ESIA review and that environmental compliance review process. The developers apparently took those into consideration and is now resubmitting a revised or new environmental social impact assessment. What is contained, what is there, I do not know as yet. We do not know as yet because the department recently received, and of course is having to go through its compliance check and ensuring that it meets with the requirements for an initial submission. So this is a new process that they're going to go through.
Coming up, woman chained up and dies in San Pedro. Police are investigating. Find out the details when we come back.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. In 2003, a jury in Fort Worth, Texas, sentenced Shante Mallard, a 27-year-old single lady, to 50 years in prison. It was a tragic story of a good girl gone bad. She laid aside the value system given her by godly parents and began to identify with a different crowd, partying, drinking, smoking marijuana, and experimenting with a drug known as ecstasy. Life was one big party for her until on her day home from one of these parties and high on ecstasy, she strikes a 37-year-old homeless man at 2 a.m. in the morning with such force that his body was driven through the windshield into her car with only his legs left dangling. For fear of being apprehended by the police in this drugged condition, she speeded on home, leaving the man caught in the windshield, moaning for help, where he died 3 hours later. She then got friends to dispose of his body to cover up her crime. At her trial, her only defense was that she did not know what she was doing because she was high on ecstasy. How many people must die and go to prison before we learn that the Bible says, who hath woe, who hath sorrow, who hath wounds without cause? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine, and at the last it biteth like a serpent and stingeth like an adder. Don't let alcohol and drugs deceive you, but trust a living God to give guidance to your life. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
You know the saying, desperate times call for desperate measures. What do you do when you get to a dead end? Sometimes life just doesn't go the way we planned it to go. And when you're in those seasons of life, what do you do? Where do you go? Who do you turn to? Join Sagebrush Church as we begin our series, Dead End Desperation, where we'll talk about following God in some of the hardest moments of our lives. Be sure to visit sagebrush.church or download the Sagebrush app for locations, service times, and more.
An application for the Low House Income Program can be attained from any MIDH office throughout Belize or can be attained from our website. Once an application is received by the MIDH, it is screened to ensure that applicants satisfy one of the following criteria. 1, the demonstration of extreme levels of poverty. Another one is demonstration of not owning a house or owning a house that is in a dilapidated condition.
Of the late great Ian Mariano Sr. When the San Pedro Tiger Sharks comes to town to battle the Hurricanes, the Hua Eat Panades is the talk of this great showdown.
Beach let's go. All around.
The hurricane season is here, and the other BEBL teams better beware, because a catastrophic Category 5 is about to make landfall at the Belize Civic Center. You hear? Venice Belize Hurricanes tips off their opening home game this Friday night, February 3 at the Belize Civic Center, when a 3-time BEBL champion, San Pedro Tiger Sharks, will go up against your beloved and city favorite, your 2-time BEBL champion, Venice Belize Hurricanes. The last time these two teams clashed was in 2020, and the San Pedro Tiger Sharks was buried alive. Basketball is back in the city, and your Venice Belize Hurricanes are poised and ready to dominate 2023. We are on a mission, and our road to championship starts now. Venice Belize Hurricanes built this city. We built this city. Bring out the entire family this Friday, February 3 at the Belize Civic Center. Gates open at 7 p.m. and tip-off time is 9. San Pedro Tiger Sharks versus Venice Belize Hurricanes. This you don't want to miss. Respect the city. Love the game.
Hurricanes are one big family.
The after party will be at Thirsty Thursdays. Proud sponsors: Venice Home Center, Smart Belize, Sarah's Cabana Used Clothing, Caribbean Sprinters, Cellular World, Resinos Imports, Victor Food, Prestige Auto Sales, Midway Store, Car Guys, Harris Import, AAA, Mirage Belize, Mahib's Wholesale, Love FM, More FM, Creme Radio, Wave Radio, Positive Vibes, Channel 5 and Channel 7. Let's get it on! Get it on!
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
There is a bizarre story coming out of the island town of San Pedro, where a mother of 5 died after being bound and restrained with chains for days. Nicole Polonia was discovered on Saturday morning dead inside her room, and now a death investigation is ongoing by police in San Pedro and Burgers Key. News 5 has confirmed that a case file has been sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to determine who, if anybody, is culpable for her death. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
The circumstances under which 34-year-old Nicole Polonio died inside her home on January 28th are unthinkable to say the least. Days ahead of her demise, reports surfaced that she may have had a mental health crisis or mental breakdown. She was spotted partially nude a few blocks away from her residence on January 22nd. But what happened later was shocking.
Nicole is somebody who is full of life. We're full of life. So when she made it act like that, first I think that was a joke. And I like, okay, I jump on my car and I follow her. When I follow her, I go to her house. When I reach there, his sister say, I don't call the police already, you know. We have it. So I said, okay, then I go in. I gone back again the Monday because of my friend. When I gone back the Monday, Nicole may want to come out through the window. So I tell her, Nicole, relax. Just behave yourself. If you behave, they will let you out. I got know this at a Tuesday. When I reached the Tuesday, around say 11:30, I bust in at the house. When I bust in at the house, Nicole me chain up. You know, her hand and her foot. I was shocked. I was like, what? I was like, release her. That was the first thing come to my mouth. Like, God, please release her. Like, make her try to do something. Not just chain up her so.
The relatives with whom Polonio lived bound her by the hands and feet using chains and padlocks. Her niece Ashley Saunders, hearing of what was happening to her aunt, rushed to the house to find Polonio restrained with chains by the neck as well.
I asked where are the cameras because this just looked unrealistic. Like this, you know, tell me this is a joke. And they looked at me and said, no, it's not, it's real. And
what is that? What?
And I was like, if it's real, then I hope you know that this is illegal. Because you have her chained up against her will. This is against her human rights. This, you don't do somebody this, you know? Well, when I walk in on the Wednesday, it was just her feet chained to the bed with padlock, the bed foot, and then her hands were up, chained up, and she just made a, you know, scream. She may even hoarse. Her lips may look white. She just may look, I don't know if the word that malnourished, like it may just literally look like a movie scene, like a kidnapping, you know. And, you know, they continue to say that, you know, she's a threat to herself and others around her. This real, this serious, this just not right. So I broke down and I cry, and they just watch me in the next room and they tell me that I just don't understand. There's nothing to understand. This is wrong.
The police were called in. Several attempts were made to assist Polonio, who was obviously in distress inside the home, but to no avail.
Let's go call a public clinic so we could give her injection, make she relax. I don't call a public clinic. What they give you there? They give me pills. I said, but this not so normal. I tell her I could go talk to Nicole through the window. So she said, yes, if you feel like. So I gone. I open the window. And Nicole tell me, you say how they have me chain up like chicken? Please go talk to me, pa. Call police to make them release me. I no bathe 3 days. I no drink water 3 days. And I want make they release me.
I offered the help that would hurt me even more, that I kept asking and kept asking and kept asking if, you know, I could bring a private doctor, if I could just let me help. It was just terrible. They refused to help.
I know she's dead.
I know she's dead.
On Saturday morning, Polonio was discovered dead inside her room, sources say, with bruises all over her body. A post-mortem examination conducted on the body indicates that she died from positional asphyxia. This occurs when a person is placed in a posture that prevents or impedes the mechanism of normal breathing.
I believe it. Like, you know, I can't even say that they intentionally killed her. I have no idea because only they were in the room. And while I was there, I never said anything horrendous, you know, because I would have stepped in because that would be crossing the line. So I can't speak for what I didn't see in the room, but what I did see, you know, was enough to know that I'm wrong.
Relatives and friends say that Polonia was not known to have been diagnosed with any mental health issue, but believe that the action taken by the family was wrong and may have cost Polonia her life. You're her friend. At any point, do you know that she had maybe a mental health issue or anything like that?
Nope. Nicole and I was going to the gym, and Nicole was okay. If Nicole had any mental issues, why did she pay her trainer a whole month fee? That sound like somebody who have mental issues to you?
You know your auntie for be diagnosed with any kind of mental health?
Never. And even that I made try to implement and say that, we can't diagnose her as crazy. I mean, I feel like what doctor should be the one to do that. No. We can't just label her as crazy and start treating her that way. And not even a crazy person deserve to be treated that way. She never died from a gunshot or, from somebody just heartless or what you'd expect. That it touched you because of a family issue,
Polonia leaves behind 5 children, ages 15 to 3. The police are investigating and have since handed over the case file to the DPP's office to determine, if any, who is responsible for her death. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Senior Magistrate Baha Shoman will hand down a decision on a no-case submission that was made by accused murderer Elmer Na earlier today in respect of ammunition charges brought against him following an incident on the Southern Highway in November 2021. Na, who was charged jointly along with his common-law wife Epifania Calis and his brother-in-law Police Constable Manuel Calis, was unrepresented throughout the proceedings, which began in the lower courts in Belize City on Wednesday. The no-case submission was entered this morning as the trial drew to an end. But how does Na benefit from such a move, considering the fact that he remains without a legal counsel? That's a direction that the matter has taken, notwithstanding a decision to be rendered on February 10th. As we've reported, Epifania Calis is being represented by attorney Richard Dickey Bradley, while PC Manuel Calis, who remains on interdiction, is being represented by attorney Leroy Banner. It has received flack in the past on allegations of negligence by patients and their families. But today, the Carl Huschner Memorial Hospital received kudos for its delivery of triplets. Proud parents Enville Murillo and Jennifer Murillo saw their 3 newborn baby boys soon after Jennifer underwent a C-section this morning. Thereafter, the father of the triplets, Enville Murillo, gave a brief message acknowledging the hospital.
I want to give big thanks to the Carl Huschner Memorial Hospital. They have made this scenario beautiful. My 3 boys are born. Thanks to Carl Huschner Memorial, I feel good, and I just want to give them a big thanks. I want to give a thanks to all the staff members. I feel like I couldn't count on no one else rather than Carl Huschner Memorial for this moment.
After the break, former Ports Commander Gilbert Suazo is formally appointed as Ombudsman. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
It's here! Introducing Cellular World's virtual store, providing you with an easy and reliable way to shop conveniently, anytime, anywhere. It's easy as click, chat, and shop. Simply add us to WhatsApp at 615-5141 and chat with any of our virtual shopping experts to inquire about your desired products. Place your order, arrange your payment via bank transfer, choose your preferred shipping method, and enjoy your purchase upon receipt. Start shopping at Cellular World's virtual store, and you will be entered to win cash and other prizes daily. And that's not all. Take advantage of our exclusive virtual shopping promotions, more prizes, and surprises. So don't delay. Add us to WhatsApp and start shopping virtually today. Cellular World. Low prices, more choices.
What did you mean earlier about climate change, Mom?
Well, when I was your age, I remember beautiful coral reefs and healthy beaches. The summers weren't as hot as they are right now, and the rainy season meant that it only rained when it was supposed to.
And then what happened?
The weather just started to change, and storms got worse. Coral reefs started to die because the ocean was getting too warm, and crops started to die because there was not much rain. You know, we realized as adults that we were doing something that was causing this.
What were you all doing?
Same thing we're doing now. Not using clean, renewable energy, chopping down too many trees, and even polluting the air with gases, such as the gases emitted from our cars when we drive around.
We need some help before it's too late, Mom.
We can't let it get worse.
What can I do?
We can raise our voices.
With 35 million dreams, aspirations, and futures at risk in CARIFORUM, we need your voice in our story against climate change. Acknowledge, commit, act. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center under the Intra-ACP Global Climate Change Alliance Plus program and is funded by the European Union.
The government of Belize brought 3 loan motions valued at a combined $66 million before the House of Representatives today. The first was an Inter-American Development Bank trade and facilitation program for Belize at $8 million US. Prime Minister Briceño explained that the loan will be used to reduce the bureaucracy and bottlenecks that come with doing business in Belize as a foreign investor. Moses Shine Barrow, the leader of the opposition, also had some thoughts to share on this loan motion and the Briceño administration's continued borrowing.
Most of us are aware of the challenges of doing business in Belize. Belize over the years, particularly over the past 13 years, received progressively lower marks for the difficulties with doing business in Belize. Too many processes, too many bottlenecks, too many bureaucracies have contributed to such challenges of doing business in Belize, all of which make it more costly to conduct business. This loan motion seeks to support our efforts to make it far easier to invest and do business in Belize by implementing a digital single investment window and a foreign trade single window. For example, bureaucracies will be eliminated and processes streamlined so that businesses and investors will be able to transact more seamlessly and efficiently on a much more cost-effective basis.
There is not a difficulty in strengthening these areas. I have to take the opportunity, Madam Speaker, to highlight to the Belizean people that this Prime Minister and this government criticized, chastised, crucified the UDP administration for borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. It must be underlined, Madam Speaker, that this Prime Minister and his administration have done the exact same thing, and I would say at an even more alarming level than anything they have accused the former UDP administration, Madam Speaker. I do believe that we are at $500 million in loan motions in the 2+ years that the Briceño administration has taken office, Madam Speaker. And this is alarming.
The second loan motion brought to the House today is valued at $10 million. The IDB loan is being sought to invest in a digital innovation program to boost economic benefits in Belize. The loan motion speaks to benefits for women involved in MSMEs and rural communities, among others. But again, Leader of the Opposition, Shine Barrow, was not too pleased about the presentation of yet another loan motion. Neither was he convinced that the Briceño administration has been effective in its digital modernization efforts.
In Plan Belize, we made a commitment to digitize most of the government services and to do so as quickly as we possibly can. Over the past couple of years, we have been working hard at doing just that, digitizing. In 2021, we launched the online taxpayer portal for the Belize tax service known as IRIS Belize. IRIS permits taxpayers not only to seamlessly file their monthly tax returns, but also to make payment immediately online, among other things. Late last year, we also launched the online business registry system that merged, consolidated, and modernized the company's registry. You no longer need to go to Bamapan to form a company or partnership or register a business name or even file your company reports. All of that can be done online, and it also can be paid online.
I'll give you a current example. The Prime Minister comes into this house and tries to portray himself as some business genius and finance genius, and it comes across as very pompous. Very, very pompous, right? Because we know that it is Chris Cowie that writes everything for you. But, Madam Speaker, you look at the immigration system. Because the presentation of digitization, sorry, Madam Speaker, it is a very appealing presentation, whoever wrote that for him. But you look at the immigration department, the worst it has ever been. And you came into this house and you asked for $25 million US in order to go digital in the immigration department. And now you have to wait 6 months. You go online right now, Mr. Digital, and you try to get an appointment for immigration, get your passport or whatever, and you have to wait 6 months. Worse than it has ever been.
The third and final loan motion tabled inside the National Assembly today is a $15 million IDB loan for the development of MSMEs and small farmers. PM Briceño says the monies will be used to strengthen the capacities of small business owners and farmers in a manner that is sustainable and inclusive. Here is how he puts it.
As I mentioned earlier, and we spoke about it earlier about the small people, the MSMEs, no? My administration is committed to doing all we can to improve small businesses or MSMEs and small farmers' competitiveness. Because a lot of times our farmers are not competitive enough. And it's not only about being competitive, but also they have to be climate resilient. They need to know how is it that they could now plant with the climate change that we are now facing, and at the same time also to be environmentally sustainable. Through this loan, government will provide direct support to farmers, agricultural groups, and small businesses for sustainable and inclusive development. Farmers will receive capacity development in farm management that will include, one, the elaboration and implementation of farm plans.
We cannot, on this side, argue about the intent of this loan motion. I think it is something that is very needed, help for our farmers to be more productive and for them to do much more sustainable, climate-friendly farming. And I thank the Prime Minister for his explanation, because indeed that was necessary. I heard him say that there is going to be technical support training, which I think is very important.
Retired Major Gilbert Swaza's appointment to the office of the Ombudsman was officially brought before the House of Representatives. The office has been vacant since March 2022. Late last year, reports surfaced that the Briceño administration had identified Major Swaza as the person to fill the role of Ombudsman. But he was yet to take up the office because the decision had yet to be made official. Well, today, that motion was passed inside the House.
Madam Speaker, I think this appointment is an easy one that I expect that everyone on both sides of the House will support. Of course, as we have already gotten the support from the Senate, this motion has the recommendation of the Cabinet.
The late William Dawson was recognized in the House of Representatives for his stellar service to marginalized communities and at-risk youths. All members of the House of Representatives stood to their feet and gave a standing ovation to Dawson, following a speech from Prime Minister Briceño acknowledging Dawson's life.
Last week, Belize lost someone special. We lost an unsung hero. I got to meet William Dawson just once, and it was during our recent cabinet retreat. Mr. Dawson was so frail that he couldn't even stand for long, so we had to give him a chair, where he sat and spoke with us with all the passion his ailing body could offer about his work. Mr. Dawson, frail as he was, told us about the program he was engaged in with the police to help at-risk young men and women who are being lured into gang lifestyle. In his brief intervention, it was very clear to me that this was no ordinary Belizean, but one who truly cared for others. None of us in that room suspected that Mr. Dawson, who so impressed us, would have passed away so shortly after he spoke to us. In fact, we wanted his efforts to be successful and even gave him our full support. I'm told that Mr. Dawson dedicated his entire life, adult life, to public service. I'll ask everyone to stand up and to join me in a standing ovation for William Dawson.
When we return, how will Belize prioritize climate change issues?
Environmentally degradable plastics, or EDP, are plastics that are affected by a combination of environmental conditions that cause the plastic to break down within an acceptable time frame. They are specifically designed to degrade into carbon dioxide, water, and other biomass substances. The level of breakdown can vary based on standard test methods appropriate to the plastic. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
On behalf of the Social Security Board, I extend our deepest gratitude for taking the opportunity offered to be a part of this amazing learning experience. Today, you graduate empowered with knowledge. You graduate with a new skill set that you can put to good use and benefit from it. You have now acquired the knowledge and you are fully prepared to build on the foundation that you have fostered.
We consider ourselves privileged to be offered an opportunity by the Belize Social Security Board to partner with them in this effort.
Thank you all for allocating. So we want to thank Social Security Board to provide the funding for that. And we appreciate it and we hope they continue to provide opportunities like this for more people. Thank you.
Once again, congratulations to the January 2023 cohort Empowering You participants. On behalf of the Social Security Board, I wish you nothing but the very best. Empowering You!
With eCash, bill payment is extremely convenient, and all utility companies accept eCash payments. What's even better? You get to split bills with your roommates, siblings, or whoever you desire. Simply open your eCash app, go to Bill Pay, tap the respective utility company, enter the information, and pay the bill. Then tap the transaction made. Tap Split the bill. Select Evenly. Send the request to who you are splitting the bill with, and get notified when they pay. Talk about making life easy and avoiding confusion. You can split the bill for restaurants, grocery stores, and for any eCash payment you make. To find your next yummy meal, hair treatment, or chill spot, simply open the app and utilize the geolocation service to see nearby businesses that accept eCash. Geolocation and bill payment make life a whole lot easier.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
The government has increased public capital investment on resilience building aspects, and the price tag associated with this through to the year 2030 is close to $1.9 billion US. Towards this end, the Ministry of Climate Change made a presentation on Thursday on the various climate change resilience policy documents. It covered the ministry's efforts over the past year in developing an institutional framework such as the Low Emission Development Strategy. It is a 30-year framework which outlines the long-term vision steps to manage climate change, a 10-year plan for midterm measures, and a 5-year plan that has just been updated. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
There are several plans drafted on how Belize will, over the next several years, tackle climate change issues, mitigating measures we could take beforehand, and how we will respond to impacts. The Nationally Determined Contributions document, for example, lays out priority areas that CEO in the Ministry of Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, Dr. Kenrick Williams, shared.
What are the key priorities and sectors for addressing the climate change issues in Belize, as well as the key investments we're going to be needing as a country? We report this to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So we can outline all of these important strategies, actions, but if we don't look at how we're going to get the investments, what are the priority actions, how do we build that collaboration with private sector to get those investments, then we all just have these beautiful documents that we can't use.
Including the population along the way will also play a key part in how successful we are as a country to overcome the challenges ahead. And governing that aspect is a communication strategy.
Climate change and the realities of climate change is still disconnected from people. And so people see it as a theoretical issue, people see it as a science issue. But when we look at the floods in Orange Walk, for example, over the last couple of weeks, that is climate change, or is contributed by climate change, and we're going to continue to see these effects. That is the kind of message that we want to communicate through the communication strategy.
A dollar figure of the total damages of crops due to those floods is still being tabulated by the NEMO Damage Assessment Committee. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Speaking about climate change, today a News 5 team was in San Pedro and came across a beach nourishment project by the town council. It is a natural process of beach restoration that Mayor Wally Nunes says is being undertaken along the east coast of the island that has experienced the effects of climate change and erosion.
The high school, in front of the high school, we closed that area so that we can show and we can prove how this plan is going to work by constructing the beach berms and the areas where you can grow a beach, and it has proven to work. We have done in 2 areas, in front of the high school and in front of Fido's. What it used to be called Fido's, now it's Black Pearl Restaurant. And it has proven to be working. It is more of a nature-based solution to the issue that we've been having with erosion and climate change. The beach nourishment project is going to show us exactly where the sand is moving to once you put sand in certain areas, and where we can do artisanal dredging, so that we don't have to use heavy equipment to do the actual dredging.
So it's like a beach reclamation that's taking place?
It is a beach reclamation in a slower pace and in a more sustainable manner that we can show that we are doing it, like I said, more naturally.
While with Mayor Wally Nunes, News 5 also asked about the status of the new concrete bridge that is being installed to replace the metal bridge that once connected the north and south sides of Ambergris Key. We visited the site where the final construction work is taking place on the Boca del Rio Bridge. Mayor Nunes says that the bridge should be fully completed in a month's time.
We broke down the old bridge that we had there, the steel structure, and it's all concrete. It's about to be completed probably in about a month's time, fully completed, and we will have some lighting, very nice lighting that is planned to shine down on the water and some lights on the inside of the structure. It would be very nice and very helpful, because I know there's like a bottleneck problem there at the moment with traffic. But once we open both sides, you're going to have a very smooth flow of traffic. We are also planning on having some pedestrian crossings that will also help the people to be able to go from one side to the next without being in danger with traffic as well. So we saw the need of creating a more longer lasting structure that would, and something stronger that would be able to withstand the weight that is being carried over and the amount of traffic, the traffic flow in the area. The north side is no longer what we used to call an area of just leisure that was before. Now the north side of the island is part of town, that we have so many businesses, everything's just going up north, the new development is going north. Town is already congested, so everything is developing farther up. And so that bridge is very vital to the economy of this island.
A pedestrian crossing will also be constructed to span across the canal from San Mateo to Boca del Rio area without going around to the bridge. Paved streets are coming to San Pedro town. It was a manifesto commitment of the current PUP administration headed by Mayor Wally Nunes and his team. For quite some time, residential communities have been clamoring for better streets. Many consist of huge potholes and were not only an eyesore to residents, but inconvenient to drivers. Well, the council is soon to complete a plan that will see much needed upgrades done on most streets in these residential neighborhoods. Mayor Nunes tells us more.
When we got into office, I don't want to sound political here, but when we got into office, the entire town was in dire need of repairs in every residential area here on the island. And it was a tough task because we were limited with resources, limited with equipment, and it was a difficult task, but nonetheless we decided that we have to get the work done. And so we sought help from partners in government, and we got the most of our roads fixed, and that's where we started the project with the bridge, projects with rehabilitation of all these residential areas. We started with the main roads leading to all these areas, and then from there we branched off to smaller roads. I know that when we were in one area, people in another area were saying, when are you coming to my area? And it has been quite tough because you're trying to please everybody. Now we are planning on doing a project where we want to pave most of these residential areas. We're starting, as I said, with the main streets, and then from there we want to branch off. But we want to plan everything with drainage, proper drainage, and to have these areas paved in areas that are mostly affected by the floods, and having areas that are mostly traversed by our residents.
Funding for this project is expected through the floating of a municipal bond with support from central government, BWSL, and Area Representative Andrew Perez. Mayor Nunes says that the estimated cost of the project is $10 to $12 million. It's an appeal that is made from time to time when someone is in need of blood to go and donate blood. And the request this time is as genuine as in previous times. There is an urgent need for this life-saving fluid. And from what the records show, the number of female donors has dropped significantly low. News 5's Marian Ali stopped by the Belize National Blood Transfusion Service at its new location in Belize City today. Here's that report.
There's an urgent need for blood donors to come forward and donate their blood. The Belize National Blood Transfusion Service is in short supply of the life-saving fluid, and Supervisor Adrian Martinez explains why.
We're seeing that there is a decline with the donations when it comes to females. Before COVID, it was at 45 to 52, the percentage, but at this moment there's a great decrease when it comes to the female population. The females is around 18%.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's probably because of the impact of COVID, and then the information is not like we get to the new normal after COVID, so we need to try to readjust or just get the information.
Jose Torres stumbled upon the appeal online and decided to become a donor today. He said that it's the least he could do to help the cause.
It comes down to playing a part in society, because blood is very important, especially with a lot of accidents that happen.
For many, the entire process is unappealing because they are averse to needles and seeing their blood. But Torres said there's an easy solution to that issue.
You could just look away. It's going like when you do your lab test, some people decide to look away when they put in the needle, but if you want, you're brave enough, go ahead and do it. It doesn't hurt that much.
Philip Ramsey, on the other hand, has repeatedly shared his blood with others who need it.
We've been getting requests, tremendous amount of requests, and so we know and we see the demand and the need for blood to be donated, and we are noticing that we are getting more requests for blood than we are getting in blood. The only time we hear from these people is when they want and they need the blood.
For people who go to the blood bank's new address, your point of contact will be Nurse Doreen Madrill, who will do the honors after your paperwork has been processed. She says only some people can donate blood.
People on hypertensive, sometimes we do say that we are hypertension, but they're not on any medication, they can donate blood. But if you're on medication, no, you're advised not to take your medication, probably, depending on what you're taking, for 72 hours. And sometimes some people medication is out. You're not able to donate, depending on the condition that you have.
What about people who have tattoos? Can they?
Oh, yes, man. People with tattoos can donate. Your tattoo must be 12 months and over. If the tattoo is less than 12 months, you're unable to.
If you decide you're going to donate blood, you're also advised to not consume anything for 4 hours prior to the procedure. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Up next in this week's Bright Side, a diaspora donation by Nazarene High School.
Dara Cyber Home Theater presents the 19th annual tribute and concert to the late great Bob Marley. It's going to be a 2-day event. Part 1 on Saturday, February 4th, Lovers Rock Reggae Session from 8 p.m. until... I want to give you some good loving. Part 2 on Sunday, February 5th, the Roots and Culture Session from 4 p.m. until... It's all going down at the Big Bird's Isle. Live DVD performance of Bob Marley and the Wailers. Music also provided by DJ Bujo, DJ Sambo, Mark the Spark, Linda D, Tony G, and DJ LaCroix. Live performances from Mile 41 Reggae Band, all backed up by Silver Fox Sounds. It's a 2-day event you don't want to miss at the Big Bird's Isle. Saturday, February 4th and Sunday, February 5th. Entrance fee per day is only $10. Live performance by Ras Indio and Sankey. This event is sponsored by Creme Television and Creme Radio, Channel 7, Love FM, Channel 5, Wave TV and Wave Radio, Leslie's Imports, Vibes Media and Television, Travelers Liquors, Red Stripe Beer, Michael Perfeet, Caribbean Shipping, Belize Waste Control, Digicel, AAA Loans, Father and Son Bike Shop and Electronics, Buddy Brown International, Maino Bevans, Campari, Minister Anthony Mahler, and Belize Tourism Board.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
Two months after the devastation of Hurricane Lisa, community efforts to assist those that were affected are still underway. One such example is Nazarene High School. They recently distributed supplies that were sent to them by Belizean women in the diaspora. Those items were shared with students who were affected by the Category 1 storm. Sabrina Daly took a visit to the institution to learn more about the overseas assistance.
Nazarene High School recently received a shipment of supplies to be distributed to needy students who were affected by Hurricane Lisa. The initiative comes 2 months after the country experienced a Category 1 storm that damaged various structures, including schools and homes. Community Outreach Coordinator of the high school, Danessa Castro Garcia, told us more.
We were doing a relief after Hurricane Lisa, like community outreach program where we asked our kids to bring in donations for Thanksgiving. And the sisters of the diaspora from the United States, they heard of our initiative and they decided that they wanted to help along with us. They reached out to one of our teachers. However, what they were sending got delayed and it came in until long after, although we still went ahead with our relief in after Hurricane Lisa, and we did a community outreach in December as well. So we just thought that we will continue with it, and this is what came about.
The shipment was sent by Belizean women in the diaspora who identify themselves as Sisters of Belize. 15 gift baskets were prepared by volunteer students, who then divided them to be distributed to neighboring schools.
It's important for us as a school to teach our students and our kids that to give back, because what we want is that when they leave here, these are going to be our entrepreneurs or leaders in the community, in the nation, and we want to continuously be a nation that never forgets about the needs of others.
Me and several other classmates, we got news that a shipment came in with some helpful goods that we could distribute to our neighboring schools. So we packaged it, we made it look nice and fancy. We included everything that we thought would be helpful and useful to other people.
I don't really know anyone personally, but it means really good to me that I can know that I helped someone in need and I am doing something good and also being a good person in my country.
It's awesome to know that I could help other people like myself. Personally, I wasn't to a certain extent impacted. My house was fine, everything was intact, but I know a couple of people that was severely impacted, and it's heartbreaking to know that, but it's okay now since we have these goods and we could give them back and try to make the situation better.
Buttonwood Bay Nazarene School, a sister institution, was first on the list of recipients to receive the much-needed supplies.
Looking at the school itself, the physical appearance of the school, we didn't really have that much damage. However, we have a lot of families that were affected by the hurricane. And some of these families tend to be from the lower classes, right? So they're the ones that tend to suffer more. And keeping in mind that they were already struggling due to the COVID pandemic, the hurricane just brought more pressure on them. So for them receiving this basket, it helps to alleviate some of those expenses for them.
And a good neighbor that also received a visit was Edward P. York High School. Counselor Samson Jacobs describes how appreciative they were to receive these items and what it means to a student body that is otherwise misrepresented.
I think for the most part, EP York was labeled that, oh, that only the privileged students came to our school. But we realized that while they might be academically inclined, they really and truly come from disenfranchised family background. So the support, the help even from the Belizeans living abroad and Nazarene High School, we welcome.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.